Hello and welcome back to another TCG Live pack opening. Today we're cracking open 8 Scarlet and Violet base set packs. Starting off with the very thirsty Drowzee, Lost in the Desert. Tandemaus, Lost in the Mushroom Covered Forest. A Pokemon Catcher Trainer. Wiglet keeping watch at the bottom of the sea. Greedent having stolen quite a few berries from a shop, I would assume. Zangoose climbing their way up the mountain at sunset. Heracross preparing to fly in for a horn attack. My boy Toadstool showing off his shoes in the forest. Energy Retrieval Trainer for the first reverse, second, I'm not surprised. Our Bolivia standing by the lake high on the mountains for our rare of the pack. Scatterbug wandering around the shrine. Riolu training hard in the forest at night. Pokegear 3.0 Trainer. Another Riolu doing their best to head up the rocky hillside. Sandaconda slithering their way through the desert. An Arven Trainer. Cacturn in the desert about to launch off an energy ball. Florges resting in the mossy V of the tree for our first reverse. Second would be a wonderful Armarouge IR, checking to see if the rain has stopped. And our rare of the pack is the nice hollow Miraidon, heading around the mountains. Charcadet charging up for a fire punch. Crocorock sitting outside of the castle. Guacabilly perched on the balcony. Drowzee needing water in the desert. Cacturn about to launch off an energy ball. Picnic Basket Trainer. The Angry Scrovillain wandering the wastelands. Flabebe floating around the edge of the city for our first reverse. Second would be a Pokeball Trainer. And our rare of the pack is the Reveroom suddenly making a sharp turn. The Happy Magnemite floating around the windmills. A Pokeball Trainer. Flabebe floating around the edge of the city. Swepa making their way through the breezy forest. I didn't realize those things on their body could actually come off of them. Pachirisu coated in electricity as they smash through the rock. Pachirisu smashing through the rock. Pachirisu smashing through the rock, what the heck, man? 3 in a row? I've never seen that. At least not in a long time if I have. Okay, Mousehold heading up the path for our first reverse. Second would be the Spiritomb stuck in the snowy forest. And our rare of the pack is the Meowscarada wandering around the city. And I say we're about halfway there. A Rare Candy Trainer. A Potion Trainer. Lechonk having found some moist mud to roll around in. Gogoat heading up the cliffside as they watch the sunrise. Flaffy resting in the shade of the tree. Bombardier landing on the tree branch in the wastelands, or high in the mountains one. A Messagoza Trainer. A Vitality Band Trainer for our first reverse, I do believe. Second would be Cacnea resting in the pumpkin patch. And our rare is the very nicely styled Magnezone EX, floating around the mountains. Smoliv at the cliffside's edge, heavy quotes on cliff. Tandemaus lost in the shroom-covered forest. Skidoo about to go into the Pokemon Academy. Pokeball Trainer. Cyclizard wandering around the jungle at sunset. Staraptor flying over the foggy forest. A Beach Court Trainer. Scatterbug at the shrine for our possible first reverse. Yep, it was. Houndoom launching rocks and unleashing flames for our second. And our rare of the pack is the very nice Great Tusk smashing their way through the sand. Couple of packs to go. Shroomish unleashing a poison powder in the forest. Palpad Trainer. The Tandemaus about to eat the only leper berry between the two of them. Palmy amazed by the flowers they find heading up the mountain. A Vitality Band Trainer. A Penny Trainer. Torkoal wandering the mountains. Ooh, a wonderfully styled Aloma Lola for our first reverse. Of course it's wonderfully styled. It's Shinji Kanda's art. Makes a lot of sense. Second would be the Greavard, protecting their fellow buried Greavard. And our rare of the pack is the Reveroom, suddenly making a sharp turn. Alrighty, it's come that time once again to find out is last pack best pack or not. If you want more details on the rules, there's a video link down below. I want to say that we haven't seen an IR, but that's not true, is it? I think we've seen an IR, so that makes it kind of rough. We're gonna go on to that assumption. If I'm wrong, I'll correct myself later. Once again, the wonderfully styled Alomomola swimming through the seas. Ha ha ha, the Magikarp diving back into the extremely clear water. I love the angle and stylization of this. It looks so good. Buizel, ready for battle on the beach court. Houndour in the field just outside the Pokemon Center. Sandaconda slithering through the sands. Espathra heading up the mountain. Sandaconda slithering through the sands. We have a Breloom going in for a Mach Punch in the forest. For our first reverse, second would be a Vitality Band Trainer, and the rare of the pack is the Koraidon, loving it as the volcanoes erupt all around them. Though, whether we saw an IR or not, that's just simply not going to cut it either way. It's going to be another no for last pack, best pack, which should also tick the streak up to 3 if I'm not mistaken. Well, that's going to be about it out of me. As always, I hope you have enjoyed, and I will see you next time for another TCG Live pack opening.